Jai Hind, everyone. Good morning. I'm Major Mohammed Ali Shah, and it's my proud privilege and honor to welcome a very, very special guest who knows Northeast very well, I would say. In fact, I would call him as an authority to Northeast. He is going to tell us about how his ways, his thought process is, his ideas on bringing peace to a wonderful state like Manipur, and about the current, we know the differences between the Manipur Police and the Assam Rifles that are going on, and he will talk about the solutions for that. And he needs no introduction at all. You all know him. He has had 40 years of illustrious service in the Indian Army, one of the most illustrious generals of the Indian Army. In fact, let me come up straight to him. Sir, Jai Hind, and welcome, sir, for taking, and thank you very much for taking your time, sir.
Jai Hind, Major Ali. Grateful to you for having called me over. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. What an honor, sir. What an honor. So, let's start with, you have been the Director General of the Assam Rifles, and you understand Northeast so well. And in fact, so right now we are getting to learn about the differences in the Manipur Police and the Assam Rifles. Uh, there's been a kind of, I would say, a difference of opinion, and it's been a very, it's not been very cordial. So, what is your take on that, sir? Why has it that happened, and what could be the solution for that, sir?
Major Ali, thanks again. It's customary for all of us to thank for giving us an opportunity to share our experiences. It's a rare platform where we can reach out to the people and convey our views and thoughts on this kind of a situation which is prevailing in India's northeast. Ali, if you permit me, the issue of police, I would rather say the standoff between police and Assam Rifles. When we look at the larger perspective or larger gamut of the Manipur issue, Manipur problem, I would allow me to rather handle Manipur first, or talk about Manipur first, and this towards the end we can talk about it, because this, to my mind, is something which is just a walkover kind of a thing. The government should be able to handle such issues, but larger worry for the nation, for all of us, is Manipur. So, if you allow me to talk about Manipur first, and possibly, though I am not uh, that kind of a sure shot solution or something, but I can put across my views. What is it that we can take forward to look for some solution for a state which is so close to our national security, so significant for national security? So, if you allow, I'll tackle Manipur first.
Yes, sir. Please, sir. Please.
That okay? And why I say so? Because if you see, the tale of horror continues in Manipur. The fear persists, the despair, the disgust, the dismay, in fact, I would say the revulsion is palpably visible. All of us see day in and day out. And the video that we all saw that chilled the nation, rather, that chilled the humanity to the bone, is something which suddenly brought Manipur to the national canvas. I would not be wrong to say it gathered international attention. Never have we seen this kind of atrocity committed on our women, daughters, and sisters. So that is where this all started off. But once the video surfaced, then we started taking cognizance of what is going on in Manipur. Unfortunately, the last good 3 4 months, the human life has been so discounted. I would say, I would not say cheap, but so discounted that at the end of the day, it's mere numbers. How many lives lost today? And a stage has come in where it's swelling incessantly, and about 180 lives lost, close to 180, 400 injured, either side, both communities as well as certain civilians who are not involved in the conflict directly. Similarly, almost 60,000 people have been displaced when there's no insurgency as such. Insurgency one can understand when ideologies are involved. But in a law and order situation, 60,000 people getting displaced is something we can't afford as an independent nation, as a peace loving nation. Unfortunately, the armories have been looted, they have been pillaged at will. And what is frustrating is that there was no retaliation. There was no retaliation, no guns fired, no shot fired. And now we are appealing to those people. We're making an appeal, please return the weapons. So one sitting here in Delhi or anywhere in the country, one wonders and fails to comprehend how long will we continue to ignore Manipur. And I'm straightforward in saying when I use the word ignore Manipur, we have ignored Manipur as a nation. We have ignored it. How long will we continue to ignore the steely gaze of the children and the parents? How long will we continue that Manipur children frightfully listen to the wails of their parents, their neighbors, and are scared and mortally scared? And the kind of scars which have been ingrained on their minds now will continue for decades. So this is the sad part, and unfortunately, some media, I would not say the entire national media or the social media, some elements of media, they are continuing to depict Manipur from the lens of insurgency, from the lens of conflict, from the lens of ethnicity. They still feel that there's terrorism around, but sorry to say that Manipur and Manipuris, when I say Manipuris, I say everybody in Manipur. They shunned the violence and insurgency almost a decade and a half back. Manipur had trotted back to normalcy. We could see peaceful Manipur. We could go anywhere we wanted to go. So, and when you start connecting with that issue of Manipur, since ages has been into this kind of activity, no friends, last about 15 years, or rather, definitely for last about 10, 12 years, we have seen Manipur reverting back to normalcy. So, suddenly the violence takes an ugly turn, and suddenly now we see that the state government is not able to handle. The situation is spiraled out of hands. I mean, imagine two communities which have for ages lived together. We've heard of Naga Kuki clashes. We've heard of Kuki Paite clashes. We've heard of Methi Pangal clashes. And as if we were waiting only for this to happen now, Methi and Kuki clashes. This was the only thing left now in our hands. And this has also happened. So this is something which needs to be tackled, and I feel we've already delayed it. We delayed it, and we need to now find answers to this. And creating a buffer gap or buffer zone between two communities, to my mind, is not a solution. It is a I would say stopgap arrangement. You can't separate societies within a nation by creating buffer zones. Will we create buffer between Assam and Mizoram tomorrow? Will we create buffer between other two warring states? I would not say warring states having differences over water disputes. Will we create buffer zones there? So Manipur has to be tackled immediately. Solutions will have to be found out. We are a nation. We've found solutions for God knows how many problems, how many disputes, and this is one thing we have to factor immediately. And I would, towards the end, I would definitely like to put across my views. But Major Ali, allow me to also push in an element of strategy here, geostrategic requirements.
So, please, sir.
Are we as a nation aware that Manipur and the entire Northeast, it shares one third of land borders with the other states, with the neighboring countries? Out of 15,000 plus kilometers of border, Northeast itself shares 5,000 kilometers of land borders. Five countries out of seven countries are bordering Northeast. I always used to say we have to have sympathy with the state governments of Northeast. That while other states are only concerned about interstate, intrastate, here they are related about the international border also. That is the dynamics. The geostrategic significance of Manipur. China is just looking all the way around that when the moment comes, they will exploit this opportunity. And here is the opportunity given by us. China moves southwards to Bay of Bengal. I always say we are wanting to go southeastwards. And the intersection is Myanmar. From there onwards, and the entire Myanmar border is along the northeastern states, 1643 kilometers. So we have to see that besides the regional amity and harmony, we have to understand that Manipur is critical for national security. Very, very vital, very significant. It is the fulcrum, Northeast, let me say point blank, is the fulcrum on which the entire Northeast policy, Act East policy hinges. This is the pivot which provides you that pedestal to make forays eastwards. This is the one, and I'll also be free and frank with you. You look at the soft power potential which the Northeast region has got. Unfortunately, it has been ignored since independence. You yourself have served there. You know the Northeast. I would say absolutely details. I must compliment you for the kind of details you know about the tribal history of Northeast, about the Northeast as such, and the languages which you know of Northeast. I can't speak that way, but you speak Nagamese, you speak a number of those languages. Hats off to you. That is what it is. That's how we say yes. We are part of Northeast. Northeast is part of us. So I am saying soft power of Northeast has to be projected eastwards through all these areas. And out of the northeastern states, it will be through the northeast. It will be through Manipur. It will be through Manipur in the northeast. So Manipur is the place which we can't ignore as a state. That is where I say this problem merits immediate urgency, and the government will have to accord priority. That's what I want to highlight this. In case you have any other issues within this, then I would like to just recommend a few things about how can we handle it. There are a lot many think tanks putting their minds together. There are a lot many people who are working. The government is working on it. The bureaucracy is thinking on some lines. But whatever came to my mind, I'll share with you. But should you have anything else, what I have spoken, anything you want me to highlight, you can discuss. That will be
Sir, you have given such beautiful insights, and these could have only come from you, in fact. And sir, also would like to know the difference. Like, we are seeing the Assam Rifles and the Manipur Police not working together in tandem, whereas they should be working together in tandem. Only then we can get the required positive results from for the betterment of the country, in fact. So, what is this difference between the two forces, sir?
See, allow me to be candid and forthright. Okay, I will be very candid. This act of filing an FIR against a sister force, I would say it is deplorable. It is disastrous. It is catastrophic, cataclysmic. You can't have two security forces uh, going and filing FIRs against each. The solutions should have been thought through other way around. The IG level talks could have been organized. Firstly, the forays could have been made to raise the level to the DG level talks. The DG Manipur could have spoken to DG Assam Rifles. There are two national ministries looking after Assam Rifles. They could have been spoken to. By filing an FIR, what are we conveying to the nation and to the world? In fact, I would say that the state government or the state police does not have faith in Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of Defense. Major, you would agree that had this been raised to that level, I'm sure they could have been called on the tables, there could have been discussions, things could have been resolved. But to say that yes, you suddenly go and file an FIR, that doesn't help. That sends a wrong message in the environment. And who will exploit it? Miscreants will exploit it. At the behest of whom? At the behest of our neighbors, at the behest of those who have vested interest in destabilizing India. What better for any other nation or adversary to destabilize your force which is guarding the frontiers and the police which is guarding the internal security, taking care of internal security. This could have been avoided. Unfortunately, I mean, for whatever reasons they have done it, they should have thought one more thing that this is a force, Assam Rifle, has been part of Northeast since 1835. Northeast is etched in the DNA of Assam Rifles. Every soldier, some soldiers have the generations serving in Assam Rifles, and 40% of Assam Rifles is Northeast. Today, you mean to say 40% of Assam Rifle people who reside, who hail from Northeast, the Northeast people have no faith in their own people. Can't be. And since you mentioned that uh, Assam Rifles, Assam Rifles, the dynamics of this force. The dynamics of this force is this is the only force in the country which works in a counterinsurgency environment, in a border guarding role, with both hands tied. Why I say both hands tied is all other forces, CAPFs, they've got police powers, except Assam Rifles. Assam Rifle does not have police powers. After great difficulty in going to Home Ministry again and again, again and again, I am grateful that the ministry accepted to give some powers, limited powers to Assam Rifles. I think we've been this issue for years. Lots of DGs had gone across and taken this point, but ultimately it came through. So when you don't have police powers and you are operating, second
So,
challenge which Assam Rifles has got. See, the elder what the police is supposed to be doing and which where the Assam Rifle is doing that for police. The nation, I would not blame the nation as a such because everybody is not supposed to be knowing all the dynamics. When we discuss and debate various issues, we talk of the concept of border management. One force and one border. This is the policy. But border management is not a simple term. Border management entails three distinct things. Border guarding, which is done by these forces, CAPFs and paramilitary force. Border defense, border management. All of the borders have either BSF, ITBP as the border guarding forces or SSB. Then comes the border defense by Indian Army. And border management is collectively by MEA, MHA and MOD. Now, Myanmar border is the only one. Assam Rifles is the only force which does not have a single trench by the Indian Army on the borders. It's border guarding, border defense, both being done by Assam. And border management, which is done by civil administration, is supported in terms of security by Assam Rifles. I'm sure.
yeah,
I hope you know it. 1643 kilometers of border. You know, Ali, how many police stations are there? Till I left in 2021, there were 1919. I normally spell out 1919 because on the social media, on the this kind of a TV platform, people may take it as 90. No, it is not 90. It is 19 police stations in 1643 kilometers. Then we question that how is infiltration taking place? Can you guard 1643 kilometers jungle and riverine terrain with 19 police stations and providing that kind of security to people? We can't. And then is the blame which comes on the Assam Rifles for the drug menace. All these activities which are happening now also, there's a drug angle also involved. There's a weaponization in drugs. You know how the weaponization has taken place. 4,000 plus weapons have been looted. The drugs, Assam Rifle alone recovers drugs worth more than 1,000 crores in last every year. Can you blame that they're not doing their job? They're doing their job. So force is regularly involved in your day-to-day activities of peace, security, law and order, and has got a tremendous conventional role which we can't speak in open forum. You would understand what conventional role is, and we would leave it at that. But bulk of the force has got a conventional angle also. Suddenly you find FIR against that force. Yes, I agree there may have been some flaws. I agree there may have been some violations by some soldiers. That happens in every force. Indian Army also we've seen this as we are army officers otherwise. We've seen in police, we've seen in paramilitary force, we've seen in bureaucracy. There are people who violate rules. But then they should be handled better. Not Assam Rifles. The whole media is talking about police filing a FIR against Assam Rifles. This is detrimental for national security, for national interest, if I may say so. So these are the issues. I thought we need to, before I give you some solutions, I thought these are the issues we'll have to somewhere see that a force which invests in the future of Northeast, a force which runs 46 schools for itself as well as for Northeast, which established the first sports school for Northeast as well as for its own force, a force which identifies with the sports. See, Manipur alone, I would say, Manipur alone is the powerhouse of Indian sports. And Assam Rifle interacts with Mary Com, with Sarita Devi, and with the other people in Tripura and all these sports persons. That is the kind of sports. Sports which single-handedly ensured the COVID management flawlessly, and I compliment the entire Northeast. I compliment the entire Northeast for their discipline, for the I would say the way they were responsive to our requests in COVID. Hats off to our populace in the Northeast. That is Northeast. That is Manipur. So that is something we can't ignore, or we can't let Manipur burn like this. It pains it. I mean, almost 20 years I've spent in Northeast. It pains to see that it takes 3 months, 4 months for a state to stabilize. So this is my take on police versus Assam Rifles. I'm very, very happy. I must compliment Indian Army, the Spear Corps, the 3 Corps, which has operational control of Assam Rifles, that they come out openly that Assam Rifle is doing its job. So that's how the word the nation should know. So this is what I feel is a take. And then before I give you what is it that we can do collectively, so I'll come back to that issue. Anything else to ask?
Very true, sir. Sir, thank you so much. I mean, this was really, really insightful. And in fact, sir, if you can just throw some light on these solutions, what, according to you, could be the solutions to both these issues, to establish peace in Manipur, and to what could be the implications of this FIR? Would it mean anything? And against who would be the person responsible for this FIR? Sir? Like, there is a point. There has to be a point. Say an FIR against one particular person, or so now there's an FIR against the organization. So now, what is the way forward? How would it be handled, sir?
See, I would, as far as FIR is concerned and Assam Rifles and Police is concerned, I would just like to say that I'm sure people have taken note of this standoff. I'm sure the central government will take cognizance of this and they will be able to amicably resolve it. It's nothing that cannot be resolved. It's just one of those impulsive actions by maybe police or some person in police. And the police, we respect our police. Police would note that this is not the way we should handle the relations between two forces. The center also will pitch in and request the state government to handle it. Both forces will start operating because without police you cannot do anything. State police has to play a significant role. So police is as incompetent, I would say, without the support of paramilitary forces, as the paramilitary forces are without the support of police. So they have to work hand in glove. I'm sure good sense would prevail, and this will get settled. How and why, in what time frame, that is for the hierarchy to decide, and that is for the polity to decide. I would say. I'm sure this can. As far as Manipur is concerned, I was just mulling over certain solutions, certain things. So I thought, and then I worked out on some kind of a jotted down a few points, and it turned out to be A B C D E. When you say A B C D, it may appear very simple. A B C D, A B C D is not that simple, but just for ease of comprehension, the first and foremost thing is accountability. We have lost this part, this aspect we have not touched. Accountability has to be established. How could 4,000 weapons be lost? Be looted rather. Where is the accountability? The entire Manipur police cannot be blamed. Manipur police is loyal, sincere, devoted, dedicated. There are very few who have done this job, who have not reacted when they were to be. If the leadership is at fault, the leadership should be queried and questioned. The leadership should be sent home after a proper inquiry. That is the accountability I'm saying. If there's an intelligence failure, whether at national level or at the state level, definitely there's a failure. If we were not anticipating this, a judgment will can play this kind of a one. We should have been prepared. Intelligence should have been prepared. So the intelligence agencies, somewhere or the other, have failed to read what we call as battle indicators. And same way, I would also say the police intelligence, the military intelligence, the intelligence of Assam Rifle, everywhere, whosoever has not been able to address this should introspect what went wrong and how did we allow this to go wrong. Next in accountability, I would say, where are our elected representatives? Just writing few letters that replace Assam Rifles from here and there, that does not matter. The MLAs are the ones who should have the pulse of the people in their hands. They are the ones who should have raised the heckles. If something is brewing, we never ask the accountability of our polity. So accountability of the polity is also important. And last of all, in accountability, I would say our media. I mean, where have we reached? What about everything? What is happening in Manipur? What has happened to our women in Manipur? It has put all of us to shame. Yes, in any society, in any civilization, there'll be violations, there'll be thefts, there'll be rapes, there'll be massacres, there'll be murders. But of this magnitude, of this type, what we saw in that video, and then you start, instead of tackling that and ensuring that the culprits are brought to book, we start doing whataboutery here and there and everywhere, and it's happening, it's world over. And I was aghast to hear it has happened in Rwanda also. So does that give a reason that Manipur should also burn? So, Vijali, that is one as far as accountability is concerned. Next is booking the defaulters. How long? You have painted one person. Why can't we do fast codes? Why couldn't we send a message that such kind of people perpetrating such kind of acts here in 15 days, the justice can be pronounced? So we have to book all the defaulters, sans any community, sans any force, sans any allegiance, sans any political party. But you have to do the book the defaulters. And I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I'm sitting in Delhi. I'm sure something must be going there. Third is the collective effort. Where is the collective effort? You have two excellent generals sitting there in Manipur. They know in and out of Indian Army. They know how Assam Rifle operates. They know what intelligence setup is. They know how insurgency, militancy, terrorism, and what is the difference between mob violence. How much and how far have we utilized these tentacles of the government of India? Two ex-servicemen, and I'm just giving two because I know them personally. But there's so many retired people, colonels, brigadiers, majors, everybody, and not only in defense, CAPF, paramilitary force, must utilize them. Rope in the intelligentsia, rope in the retired professors, lecturers, rope in the academicians. That civil society, that approach of civil society, I would say, is the collective effort which we want to see.
So, so
Fourth,
thank you so.
yeah, no, fourth one, I come to the D part, and that is equally important. Disarm the society. Sure disaster, sure recipe for disaster is an armed society. They have weapons being looted. 4,000 weapons are moving around in the society. More and more are being brought in from across. And we are only merely making appeals that please come and launch concerted operations. You're a military man. We've done operations. We've recovered weapons. We've recovered ammunitions. Haven't we done in J&K, in Nagaland, Manipur, in Punjab? So you have to disarm the society. Otherwise, this definitely is indisputable recipe for disaster and for re-energizing those kind of militant activities. And Ali, I would want to wind up by giving my last, that E part, which is again missing. I went in one or two forays here, and when we were discussing Manipur and trying to look for some solutions, the youth is missing. We got to enroll the youth. We got to invite the youth. Youth has to move forward. They will take Manipur forward, not people like me. We can't take Manipur forward. We can give you some guidelines, some directions, some suggestions, some experiences. I feel so happy when I went there in 1980s, in same Manipur, in Nagaland, in these areas, and now when I went as a D, a huge difference. We could not walk anywhere in Northeast that time. We used to be scared. Now we could walk anywhere we want. When you see this difference, we can tell the youth today that all that you are losing today is the lives of your own kith and kin. All that you are losing today is the future of your children in Manipur. Don't get bowed down or cowed down by this kind of inputs from across the border and from those people who have some vested political interests or otherwise any kind of interests, whether it is drugs or other things. It is your future which is getting ruined day in and day out. Youth has to be taken forward. Youth has got those ideas. They are the ones who will be able to find solutions. They are the ones who will bring the Manipur back to normalcy. So when you do this ABCD all collectively, not as an incremental way, all these 4, 5 things to my mind will have to come together. And I'm happy. The ultimately this some forays are happening. The government is also taking cognizance. The opposition also has gone in there. So if the national polity can come forward together and reassure Manipuris that we are with you. We need you more than you need us. We need Manipur more than Manipur needs us. So that is what the message we have to convey. So this is what I thought I'll share with you, Ali. Uh, anything more if you feel? Otherwise, I think I this would ginger up within my mind and share with you all.
Sir, thank you so much. You have given such amazing insights, sir, which only you could have shared, and with your experience of Nagaland and Northeast, because you have fought insurgency in Jammu, Kashmir, and Punjab, and you have seen insurgency everywhere, and you have also been, this is aid to a civil authority problem, and you have given right measures. In fact, thank you so much, sir. Once again, I am truly indebted to you for your time, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very
Jay,
much, Major. I am also very grateful to you. Thank you once again. And my last line or last message to the nation is please, for God's sake, start going to Northeast and see for yourself what you have missed all these years. Northeast people can come here and see India, but Indians, we all Indians, have to go and see our part of the northeastern part of our India. And that is Manipur, Nagaland, all these 7 northeastern states and Sikkim. Thank you very much. Thanks and Jai Hind.
thank you very much, sir. Jan, sir.
Jai Hind, Jai Hind, Ali, Jai Hind.